Hi, this is Charlie Zeiss with the Pyramid Science Foundation and Stargate Pyramids. I'm really pleased today to have Bill MacKenzie back with me. I've been meaning to do another video uh, dealing with the topic of EMFs. I know that I did one about 6 months ago where we showed the power of the pyramid to remediate EMF pollution, which is a frequency found on the Lecker antenna and serves as a general way of measuring that type of electromagnetic interference. Since that time, we've begun to use the Caduceus coils, and we never did do any sort of a video to show you the impact of combining the Caduceus coil and the pyramid in terms of its effect on EMF. So Bill has agreed. Those of you who've seen our previous videos, Bill's an expert dowser, and what we're going to be doing today is looking at a number of different scenarios related to the pyramid, and we're going to use as a source of EMFs. I'm going to be using actually just my cell phone, and we're going to be running a video on it, and I'll show you here in a minute how all of that works. But first, I wanted to say hi to Bill. Let Bill say hi to you all, and for those of you who have not met him before, let him introduce himself to you very quickly.
Hello. I was with Charlie in the beginning with Lori, and we did some interesting things with pyramids and the pendulum measuring Bovis Life Scale energy, and so we'll be attempting to do some measurements today regarding Bovis Life Scale and basically a beneficial or negative, using a negative scale also. Okay. So should be fun.
For those of you who were around last year, Bill actually taught a course in dowsing on our channel, and it was very highly received. I enjoyed doing it and learned a lot from it. So anyway, what I want to show you first of all is how one can traditionally measure EMFs. Again, this phone, you may be able to see there, I've got a video that's going, you can see the people talking there and so forth. So what I'm going to do, I have a meter which will measure the activity here, and I wanted to show you that if I put the phone at the end of this antenna and show you the signal, you're going to see that it shows a number 1 up there, and that's actually now it's going down, but when you get the number 1, it goes up to 2000, and after that it just shows the 1, which means it's literally off the scale. So what I'm trying to show you is there is a tremendous amount of radiation that comes off of a typical cell phone. So it's a great place to, a great way to test for the problems with EMFs. So the other thing I want to talk though about, a lot of people over the last several years, we've done EMF demonstrations on a variety of different subjects, but people keep writing in the comments section of each of these videos, how come I don't use one of these meters to test with? And I want to go through that quickly so that I can hopefully dispel the information, or provide you with the information you need to know that that question is really not pertinent in this context. All life is energy, frequency, and vibration. And all that this machine will measure is the existence and the amount of frequencies that are in a particular frequency range in this environment. However, a lot of people think that EMF remediation means that all of those frequencies are going to go away, and that simply cannot be the case, because without frequencies and without vibrations in our world, there would literally be no life itself. And you cannot, no one knows a way to get rid of frequencies within a specific frequency range, because of, in music and harmonics, there are things called overtones, which means that if you play a middle C on the piano, you're also going to get an overtone of the octave of C above it and the one above that and so forth. But you're also going to get it for the octaves below, and that's called heterodyning. So if you have just one frequency on the planet, it's going to be producing all of these various other frequencies as overtones and heterodynes. So to say that when people say that I should be using this, it's really not the right instrument for showing you whether or not a particular frequency has been eliminated or remediated. So what we're going to be using today, is Bill mentioned, is the Bovis Life Force Scale. And the Bovis Life Force Scale is a generic way of determining the life force energy in an entity such as myself, and I'm going to be the guinea pig or the testing point today. So that's the reason we don't use that kind of a meter in our testing procedures. We have to go with something like a Lecker antenna. We've done one with that before, and so I wanted to do one today with Bill dowsing, because you're going to find that there's some very dramatic impacts when you use both the pyramid and the Solfeggio frequencies playing inside the pyramid through the Caduceus coil. And again, to talk about that setup for a minute, we last year did a lot of work on Solfeggio frequencies and the Caduceus coil, and we demonstrated that they had positive benefits. We did not test it, however, in the context of seeing what it would do when I'm holding a known producer of EMF frequencies. So we're going to test 5 different scenarios today. The first test we're going to do is kind of a setup test. We're going to Bill's going to test my life force energy outside of the pyramid and without using or having the phone in my hand. In the second scenario, I'm once again going to be standing outside, but this time I'm going to have the phone in my hand, and we're going to see the reduction in my life force energy that occurs as a result of having the phone in my hand. The third scenario, we're going to take the Caduceus coil, and I'll show you what that looks like here. This is connected via a cord, and I'll pick up my camera here and I'll show you. I've got an amplifier right here on my desk, and I'll be turning that on at the appropriate time. And it is also connected to a laptop which is playing Solfeggio frequencies. So as we get into the times when we're going to start testing that, I'll be turning all of those on, and you can see the difference for yourself. So Bill, if you're ready, I'm going to first go out, and I'm going to leave the phone here, and I'm going to be turning my phone over so people can sort of see where I'm standing outside of the pyramid, and we'll begin to test these various scenarios. So again, I'm standing outside without the phone, and Bill's going to measure my life force energy.
$32,000.
All right. So we're going to write that down. That's 32,000, and that's me outside the pyramid without the phone with the video playing. So now I'm going to stand in exactly the same place. This is the second scenario, and I'm holding the phone next to my body, and we'll see what that does to my life force.
16,000.
16,000?
Yep.
Okay. So you can see that it cut my life force energy literally in half, having the phone in my hand. So now, step 3, I'm going to show you again with the camera. Up until now, the amplifier has not been on, so I'm going to turn it on now, and you'll see that it's now. You can see that it's come on. I've turned it up to maximum strength, our power, and we're now going to. I'm going to take the same phone, and I'm going to stand directly over the Caduceus coil, but I'm going to be standing outside of the pyramid. And by the way, I've got the Caduceus coil facing north to south.
$100 million.
Okay. So you can see what a dramatic change having that Caduceus coil in the immediate vicinity is in terms of my life force energy, even with the phone in my hand. So now the next one, we're going to be inside. I'm going to leave the coil outside of the pyramid, but I'm going to be holding the phone. And now we'll let Bill determine my life force energy with this scenario.
$500 million.
Okay. So you can see that being inside the pyramid with the coil nearby but outside has improved my life force energy 5-fold. So now finally, we're going to take the coil, and once again, we're going to place that inside the pyramid, and I place that directly under my chair, again facing south, and I'll let Bill measure my life force energy now.
$1 billion.
1 billion. All right. Those are huge, dramatic increases. But you can see that even holding this phone inside of the pyramid with the coil and the my life force is far beyond what it normally is. Now, as a final test, even though we hadn't talked about this, I was just thinking it would be appropriate to do one more. I'm going to leave the coil inside the pyramid and also leave it on, but I'm going to move back outside and see what having the coil inside the pyramid as opposed to outside the pyramid does to my life force energy outside the pyramid.
$500 million.
500 million. Okay. So what Bill's going to be doing next is we decided that it would also be helpful to do a measurement of me inside the pyramid with the Caduceus coil going, but I've completely turned off my phone now. And so there's no negative effects from the EMFs from the phone. I'm going to hold the phone just to keep the experimental conditions the same, but now I'm going to ask Bill to test for my life force energy in this scenario.
Yeah, 10 billion.
10 billion. So what that's telling you is my life force energy went up tenfold by turning off this phone and removing those EMF, that radiation from my body and my environment. However, by being inside the pyramid, my life force energy with the Caduceus coil and the pyramid still functioning and holding the phone is 1 billion. So compared to my life force energy outside the pyramid with no phone and no, just a standard base case is only 32,000. So this has a dramatic impact on particularly the combination of the Caduceus coil and the pyramid together of improving my life force energy. So this has been hopefully a pretty dramatic presentation that shows you that despite having a EMF producer that will literally make my meter go off the charts in my hand, I still have a life force energy that far exceeds that when I'm not exposed to the pyramid. So for those of you who are looking for EMF protection, particularly around the office and around your home, hopefully this is an excellent demonstration of the benefits that you can receive from using both the Caduceus coil and the pyramid in combination. So Bill, do you have any closing comments before we go in terms of summarizing the results?
I thought this was an interesting test. It does show that, in combination, the pyramid and the coil have a great benefit to the human body now.
So I'm going to be, in fact, right now you'll be seeing, I'm putting up on the screen a summary of those results so that you can see those and visualize them for yourself. But as always, I thank you for watching. Tell your friends about Stargate Pyramids and the Pyramid Science Foundation. I've got a number of very exciting videos that I'm going to be doing in the near future, discussing new areas of research that I've been doing for my book. So I hope all of you will tell your friends and subscribe to get copies of our future videos as we move forward. And Bill, thanks again for helping me out today on the testing. And I know that people will appreciate your efforts in this video. Thank you again for watching, and you have a great day.